Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Easy Finance channel, where we make financial education simple and easy to understand for everybody. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard someone say, debt is bad, avoid it at all costs? Maybe you've even said it yourself. It's the kind of advice we hear all the time, on the internet, from friends, even from family members. But what if I told you that not all debt is bad? Yes, you heard that right. Not all debt is something to be afraid of. In fact, some debt can actually help you build a better life if you understand how to use it wisely. Now, this might go against everything you've been taught. We've all seen how debt can ruin lives. People drowning in credit card bills, losing their homes, waking up in the middle of the night worrying about how to make the next payment. But here's the twist. Debt is not the enemy. The real problem is not knowing the difference between good debt and bad debt. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to tell the difference. And more importantly, you'll know how to use debt in a way that helps you, not hurts you. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. And if you know someone who's struggling with debt right now, share this video with them. It might change the way they see everything. What is debt really? Let's start at the beginning. Debt is simply borrowing money that you have to pay back later. That's it. You take a loan or use a credit card. You get the money now, and you agree to pay it back in the future, usually with some extra added on, which we call interest. And this is where it gets tricky. Debt itself isn't good or bad. It's just a tool, like a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a house, or you can use it to break a window. What matters is how you use it. Let me tell you a story about two friends, Elena and Tom. They both took out loans at the same time. Elena used her loan to pay for university. She became a nurse, got a steady job, and started paying her loan back every month. In a few years, it was fully paid off, and now she earns enough to live well, save money, and even help her family. Tom, on the other hand, used his loan to buy expensive clothes, gadgets, and go on a trip he couldn't afford. For a few months, he felt like a king. But then the bills started coming in. He couldn't keep up. The interest kept growing. Years later, he's still paying for things he doesn't even own anymore. Same loan, two very different outcomes. So what made Elena's debt good and Tom's debt bad? That's what we're going to explore next. And if this story made you think for a second, do me a favor, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever borrowed money? And looking back, was it for something that helped you or something that hurt you? The purpose behind the debt. Here's the biggest question you should ask before taking on any kind of debt. Will this debt help me build a better future, or will it only satisfy something in the moment? Good debt is debt that works for you. It's the kind of borrowing that helps you grow, learn, earn more, or improve your quality of life in a lasting way. Elena's student loan helped her get an education. That education helped her get a better job, and that job gave her stability. That's what good debt looks like. Tom's loan, that was just spending. It gave him a temporary thrill but left nothing behind, except the bill. That's what bad debt looks like. The purpose matters. Debt taken for learning, for investing in a home, or starting a business, when done wisely, can be good. But debt used for fast fashion, expensive gadgets, or luxury experiences we can't afford. That's the kind that keeps people stuck. And once you're stuck, it's hard to move forward. That's why knowing this difference early can change everything. How good debt feels versus how bad debt feels. Let's talk about how it actually feels to live with different types of debt. Good debt often comes with a sense of direction. Even if you're still paying it off, you know it's helping you reach a goal. You see the benefit. You feel like you're building something. Maybe it's your own business. Maybe it's a house you live in. Maybe it's an education that opens doors. Bad debt, though, that's different. It feels heavy, like a backpack full of rocks you carry every day. And the worst part? Many people can't even remember what they spent the money on in the first place. I once spoke to a young woman named Carla. She had over $4,000 in credit card debt from online shopping. She couldn't even remember half the things she bought, but she remembered how it felt when the interest started building. It was like being stuck in quicksand. Every time she paid a little, the interest added more back. And she told me something I'll never forget. She said, "It wasn't the money that stressed me. It was the fact that I knew I'd done it to myself." That's the danger of bad debt. It's not just financial, it's emotional. It brings guilt, shame, and anxiety. But don't worry, there's a way out. We'll talk about that later. Right now, the most important thing is to learn the difference so you can make better decisions moving forward. If you're still with me, that means this message matters to you. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a fresh start or a better understanding of how debt works. How to recognize the trap. Bad debt often hides behind small, easy payments. Buy now, pay later. 0 interest for the first 6 months. Only $25 per month. It sounds harmless. But here's the truth. Just because you can afford the payment doesn't mean you can afford the debt. A $1,000 television with 25% interest might end up costing you $1,300 by the time you're done paying it off. A credit card bill that you only pay the minimum on? That can take years to clear, even if the balance is small. This is where many people get trapped, not because they're irresponsible, not because they don't care, but because no one ever explained how interest works or how small bad choices can become big problems over time. So let's change that, starting today. The power of smart borrowing. Now let me tell you about Miguel. Miguel always dreamed of opening his own little bakery, but he didn't have the money to get started. So he took a small business loan, not a huge one, just enough to buy basic equipment and rent a small space. He didn't spend it on decorations or fancy uniforms. He kept it simple. He baked everything himself, worked 12-hour days, and slowly built a group of loyal customers. In 2 years, he paid off the loan completely. Now the business is his. Debt helped him start something meaningful. And because he borrowed with purpose and with a plan, it became a tool for freedom, not a chain of regret. That's the difference. And it's powerful. So the next time you're thinking about borrowing money, remember Miguel. And ask yourself, am I building something with this money or just spending it? Breaking free from bad debt. If you're already stuck in bad debt, don't panic. You're not alone. Many of us have been there, but there's a way out. The first step is to stop adding more debt. Pause the spending, delete the shopping apps, cut the extra cards if you need to. Then start small, pay more than the minimum, just a little extra each month. Look at your expenses, find a few things you can cut or delay, and use that money to fight the debt. It won't be easy, but it's possible. And most importantly, forgive yourself. Learn from it. Turn the mistake into motivation. Debt is not a life sentence. It's a situation. and situations can change. Be the boss of your debt. At the end of the day, debt will always be part of modern life. Most of us can't buy a house without a mortgage. Many of us need a loan to go to school or start a business. And sometimes emergencies happen and borrowing is the only way out. But when you understand the difference between good debt and bad debt, you become the boss of your money, not the victim of it. Good debt builds. Bad debt breaks. Good debt creates opportunity. Bad debt creates stress. Good debt helps you move forward. Bad debt keeps you stuck. Now that you know the difference, you can make better choices. You can borrow with confidence, you can avoid the traps, and you can teach others to do the same. So if you found this video helpful, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the Easy Finance channel. Let's keep spreading smart money lessons that make life easier, not harder. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and stay financially smart.